Welcome back to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kit. Grand final, ladies. That's right. It is the Gamestah Heroes of the Storm Ember Series Big One. It is Negative Synergy going up against Fission. Negative Synergy having not dropped a game all afternoon. There, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Skimmy and Starving, the two gods behind the mic who have brought you through the journey tonight of the matches. Boys, what are your predictions for this one? Twitch chat seems to think that Negative Synergy are just unbeatable.
Well, I'd love to see Negative Synergy get knocked off their perch, but on a standpoint of we want to support the boys as they go overseas to represent the region, we definitely wanted to give Negative Synergy as much confidence as possible going into it. Not to mention $50, you can buy yourself some treats at the airport as you depart.
Well, you got to spread the love over to Negative Synergy. You got to be right there, Skimmy. But of course, I think a lot of us would like to see them, just... You might learn something from Fission, They played pretty well last game. You got to hand it to them. Maybe they're feeling the momentum, Skimmy. Maybe Negative Synergy have fallen off a wee bit. It's getting pretty late. Maybe they're a bit tilted. Maybe they're a bit tired. Maybe they saw Fission play and thought, wow, amazing plays there with the Tyrande stun.
Maybe. But here we go. Looks like the map bans have been going out left, right, and absolutely everywhere. No hang-ons for this one because we just want to play some Heroes of the Storm. Every map gone except Dragon Shrine and Inferno Shrines. If we see Dragon Shrine, I'm going to be very happy. And like I said, Negative Synergy do like this map because they can bring teams to it and really exploit their teamwork.
Exactly. And you harped on about this before, but you know what? No chance.
Have we seen this map before?
Infernal Shrines?
I don't think we played this one before.
Who's in this again? Is Ron
Weasley?
Ron Weasley? Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, it's some say wrestler guy that kind of just does stuff. Yeah. Whatever he does. It's a great map. Yeah, it's a great map. But Negative Synergy with the first pick, with the first ban, the hovering Nazul, they lock in Nazul. They don't want to deal against his antics.
Yeah, and rightfully so. So strong. And with that, the push power, you don't want to be dealing with something like that. And it probably means that Negative Synergy have some sort of plan as to, banning those sort of push comps out. So going to have to see how Fission responds to that. They are going to be thinking, what are Negative Synergy going to be playing? Of course, they are quite a good team. You want to ban something out that they can't play.
Well, maybe they're going to think of saying, let's take away the Illidan. We saw Session play it earlier. We don't want him to have it again. James didn't have as much fun on it as he would like last game, but, it depends whether Fission respect it enough or not. They're hovering the Falstad at the moment, which is definitely a pick that Ninja definitely loves a lot, but Uther is the respect ban going towards Despots.
And Uther, maybe not so much even a respect ban, Skimmy, but also the fact that, Divine Shield being so strong.
Oh, definitely. And it's just very interesting to see it banned away so early on. We haven't seen supports like this banned away this early for a very long time, but it looks like Negative Synergy right now might be going for the Tessadar first pick. A very strong pickup on this map, especially given that Zor has been taken away, and it is going to be what they confirm and lock in.
Yeah, and we saw the other game, Negative Synergy kind of forced someone into picking a Tessadar early, but they picked it up themselves. So can Fission actually kind of force them to pick stuff that they don't want? So they're picking up themselves, the hovering a Rhaegar back to a Sonya, and they actually lock in the Sonya. So they don't want the Tessadar to be working well with that Sonya and giving them the shields with the Wrath of Berserker. Massive HP bonus when you're hitting with those big old hits. So rightfully so.
Some really strong picks to start this one off. We usually see Sonya and Tessadar paired together and people think, hey, the game's already won. It's done and sealed. So the fact that Sonya's been taken away, combined with the Rhaegar, is a really strong pickup for Fission, and they can really diversify that in a lot of different manners. But Negative Synergy now with 60 seconds on the clock to decide how they want to go into this next ban phase. Wouldn't mind seeing them lock in that Murden as well as that Greymane just to get some aggressive plays going on.
You can't go wrong there. And look at that. Already being picked up. Illidan is going to be their assassin of choice here. And with the Tessadar, you can't go wrong. The shield for the damage mitigation going into the evasion. Going to be able to drop all that damage from Sonya. So, it's the Sonya. I can really see it happening, especially if he plays it well with Negative Synergy. No strangers to playing well.
I just like the fact that Negative Synergy have that confidence of saying, you've picked your comp and you think that's really great, but we've got our comp in mind. We're not going to be deterred by what you've done. Because this is a common mistake that some teams get into, and one that I was actually quite responsible of falling into as a trap when I used to play competitively. Was, you've got this comp in mind, but then you see some certain picks on the enemy team and you think, oh, we can't do that draft anymore. And you suddenly start to choke, and this comp that you build together, it's kind of like a patchwork quilt. It looks all right, but is actually pretty bad.
Yeah, but they do look to be hovering over the Kael'thas, actually hovering over the Falstad. Now, that was actually going to be their ban initially, but they chose not to, so maybe Negative Synergy want to pick that up. Ninja's quite a good Falstad player, isn't he? Seen a lot of good players coming out of him on the Falstad in the past.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, this pick is really sort of the crux to how this whole thing rounds out. They do finally look for the Kael'thas, which I'm actually quite happy that they went for, because you say Li Ming wasn't as strong. It definitely gets the resets, which complements what Illidan's trying to do. But on this match specifically, Kael'thas is a great pick. Denies what Sonya can do if she tries to get up in the face, and allows Illidan to have a little bit of a safer time.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you want as Illidan. You want to be safe, and you want to have the confidence to go deep into these team fights. So, definitely I'd have to agree with you there, Skimmy. Fission actually looking to ban out something, and they've banned Nubarek.
That is, oh wow, that is Robodova in a heartbeat. I mean, sure, Nubarek's had some buffs recently, but I mean, that's literally them saying to Negative Synergy that we don't care. But look at this incident, like, we're going to ban Gol. Wow, they just ban out Cho'Gath. Now, I think this is almost, unless Fission have been practicing some really weird strats, I feel like it's almost like a BM kind of like, we're very confident we can win.
Yeah, I would have to agree there, but all the more reason for Fission to kind of just forget that. They missed their chance to ban a character. Take advantage of it. Don't let the BM sink in. Don't let the tilt sink in. We're just going to see how this plays out there. So 2 picks on the side of Fission at the moment, 49 seconds in the pool. What are they going to do here? What are they going to pick up to counteract the Illidan and Kael'thas? So what would you think they're looking at that, Skimmy?
Well, it's kind of funny because I feel like with that Uther ban, they've kind of like choked them out to a certain degree. Yeah, sure, Sonya and Rhaegar are very good, but they need some hard CC of some sort. So I'm thinking either Muradin or ETC. They're looking for the ETC at this stage. They were hovering that Tyrande as well, and they had a lot of success with that last game. And it wouldn't be the worst idea if you pair it with a Rhaegar, but you'd need a very hard-hitting mage at the very back line to complement all of this. So, with 15 seconds left on the clock, they go, sweet, ETC is our man of the moment. What do they decide to pair it with? They've got the options of either going for the support now or finding that heavy, hard-hitting person from the back line, potentially Greymane.
Yeah, and I mean, when you were talking about the mage, Skimmy, I was thinking maybe a Li Ming, but, Illidan against Li Ming, you can have such a hard time, so much mobility, you're missing those orbs, you're missing the arcane missiles. Maybe we won't see it. Sylvanas being hovered once again as such a strong hero and such a strong staple in the meta. A lot of push power on this 3-lane map. And, you were saying before, Skimmy, as well, when the Punisher actually jumps over, you get the Wailing Arrow, that's when you initiate, that's when it's your time to fight.
Yeah, if you've got that siege going on already, then you can sort of basically set yourself up for a fact of you're going to get locked down by this Punisher. There's not much you can do, and that's when the ETC comes across with the slide and says, how are you?
How are you? And Brightwing being hovered as well, so this is a potential double shield. And Illidan, you were talking about this earlier as well. You need to revolve the comp around the Illidan. Muradin being hovered as well. That's actually going to slow down the Sonya a whole lot, and that's going to allow Illidan a bit more of an easy time when going in a 1v1 situation against that Sonya, if need be.
This is a disgusting comp for a few reasons, because Tassadar and Brightwing's main job really is to provide shields to Illidan, to make him a raid boss. I mean, you're talking thousands of health points in shields, and just means if anybody dives you, you've got a Forceful to say, no, there's your barrier. And you've also got a Polymorph to say, no, you can't go any further. We can now turn on you. So it's a very interesting situation for them to be in right now. And, how do Fission respond to this one? Potentially even a Tychus, a great pickup on this map as well, with the Nays, as well as the actual overdrive to chase on with Illidan. So a few different options, but it's down to the clock, down to 1 second. Don't tell me they're going to random this one. And, this true, out of the blue, comes out and they're going to try and go for a Sanctification comp.
What do you think about that, though? Because just looking at that, I mean, their damage is pretty minimal. If Sonya does get taken out nice and early, a lot of their pressure does fall off, Skimmy. So I feel like a lot of their focus will go on to keeping the Sonya alive with the Ancestral Healings, as well as the Sanctification, really trying to get that punch on going. But, I mean, what can you do? Only what we can do, Skimmy, is predict. And, I mean, you guys in the chat, throw your predictions out. What has the chat been saying so far, Kit Fox? Are you got any insight there?
I certainly am, mate. I am in amongst. Still seems to be going Negative Synergy. Count out Fission. They've had quite a good run coming through this. They've showed some great promise in the previous matches that we've seen. And look, I'm not counting him out of this one, but the Twitch chat is still heavily in favour of one of the best, Negative Synergy.
Yeah, no surprises there. And I'm once again going to go for Negative Synergy as well. I mean, I just like the way their comp is so well rounded out. As we discussed near the start of the draft, they just had a mind had an idea in mind of what they wanted. They just stuck to their guns and said, that's what we're going to go for. And it feels like Fission, as the draft went on, kind of a bit like, well, how do we counter this? We kind of know what we're going up against, but we don't really know what picks we want to play with to sort of beat that. So I'm going to feel like the comp for me is definitely negative synergies. What about you, Starving?
Yeah, I would probably have to agree. I mean, I do like the idea of Team Fission, you know, but I do feel like a lot of hope does rest on their Sonya. So with the Ancestral Healing, if it doesn't, you know, connect with the Sonya and she's not playing, you know, to just the top of her ability, it could spell a bit of doom for them. But I mean, they do have a lot of fallbacks, a lot of safety with the Sanctification, with the ETC if he decides to pick up the Mosh Pit, and of course, Rhaegar with Ancestral Healing.
Yeah, we're just going to wait for ourselves to get into the lobby, get these games going, get this grand final underway. And I mean, yeah, keep chucking at your predictions. Make sure you keep an eye on the big plays, because the big plays, these are the big daddy dogs from the region right now, looking to earn themselves some cash prize monies and find our very final MVP of the night. So, Starving.
Yeah, I mean, the players are reading up. They're already so keen. They just want to get on in and punch on. Excuse me. I think we might need to say goodbye to our good friend old Kit Fox over there. Thank you. We'll come back to you once we start this off. I mean, once we finish this off, I should say. But, oh, man, I am so excited, Skimmy. We've been waiting for this all day grand final. I don't think anyone, you know, could have predicted this. You know, a lot of people were saying earlier on in the day that Negative Synergy was going to get through, so fair enough so. But it's so hard to tell in the ANZ region. Some teams have such good days.
I feel as if with Fission getting here, it was definitely a case of them being a really well-performing team, but there's a lot of strong teams that were coming in today, and it was a bit of a roll-the-dice kind of situation when you really look at it. But, you know, let's kick it right off. On the left-hand side, it is going to be Fission. It's Tyrael, played by New. It's Chop on Rhaegar. It's also going to be Revolve to Solve on Sonya, ETC being played by Demise, and Lahal to play Sylvanas.
And on the right-hand side, we have the team Negative Synergy, not losing once today. Can they hold that lead? We do see Benjamin usually playing a mage, but he's today playing the support on Benjamin94 playing Tassadar, Daspert's playing Brightwing, Ninja on Kael'thas, Robodoba on Muradin, and Sarshan playing the assassin, Illidan.
10 seconds.
So, you know, we're going to be kicking things off on the right-hand side. Just to break that down once more, we do have Negative Synergy. On the left-hand side, we do have the opposing team. So you can't really go wrong here. And the game is about to kick off. So let's see what happens here. A bit of a tussle starting off in the mid lane. Shielding going out onto Robodoba, and you being dropped quite a lot as well. Polymorph onto the ETC to stop that aggression with the CC. And a lot of damage coming out of the Sash and getting dropped so low. Shields coming out from the Polymorph, and Revolve to Solve getting dropped as well. Gravity Lapse is going dangerously low and actually does get taken out, Skinny.
He does indeed, and I mean, that's an aggressive play, an aggressive start. That's the ANZ level 1 brawl. And hey, whilst we have this interval, whilst the lane members go to their respective top lanes and bot lanes, if you will, let's have a quick look at these talents. So, I mean, we've got the War Paint coming out from Sonya, pretty standard stuff from her. We've also got, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that one, because I'm probably going to butcher it. This could basically allow Eldrin's Might to be casted that much more often. ETC dies.
Yeah, and ETC died while Skimmy just having a bit of a rundown there, unfortunately. So getting picked off, unfortunately, couldn't quite keep himself alive. Lovely body blocking by the side of Negative Synergy there. Definitely understanding, you know, just the minor implications of such things. So Brightwing sitting at the top, rightfully so, going to be able to jump around the map anyway pretty soon. So, you know, Sashin and all the boys of Negative Synergy looking to make as much of an advantage as they can by getting these big split pushes.
Yeah, so they're bouncing between these lanes, bot to mid, and you can see that's for a couple of reasons. They've got these sort of mana addict talents, if you will, looking to pick up those orbs for the quest to try and reach that as quickly as possible. And Brightwing's going to have a great time in the top lane because you can just soak with that global Starving.
Yeah, but ETC is actually sitting up at the top lane as well. Might be trying to bait the Brightwing into a bit of a kill there. Can they get it is the question though. And Negative Synergy rotating to the bottom lane once more just to give that a bit more of a clear and no real level advantage. So actually, to correct myself there, level 4 being about to be picked up by the side of Negative Synergy there.
It is indeed, and oh, there we go. Sonya taken out. Sashin rocks up with Despy and says, let's make something happen. No comment comes out there by ETC because he's just baffled by what happened there. Muradin rocks up with the stun. And the first shrine now Starving is active in the top lane.
Yeah, it looks like it is going to be the Arcane Punisher, the stronger of the three, and I mean, it's not something you want to be going up against in the early stages of the game, but, you know, arguably, it's probably the easiest time to deal with it. Let's be honest here, Skimmy. So, 11 skulls on the side of negative synergy, already doing so well, feeling so confident there, they can't really go wrong. So here comes the team of Fission, trying to posture around, trying to stop things, slow it down a wee bit, but, you know, 3 members of Fission actually hanging around the bot lane against Ninja.
Yeah, they're basically saying that we're not going to win this shrine this time around. We're going to utilize that Sylvanas passive. We're going to disable these structures. We're going to try and push up as much as possible. But it's almost like negative synergy already saw this before it even happened. They've said, right, we've got 2 members on this bot hand side ready to basically push you back. They don't find themselves much from this. They get 1 tower, but, you know, negative synergy definitely still with the advantage in this game.
Yeah, and now they have themselves Arcane Punisher, so most likely we're going to see the team Fission rotate towards the top lane so they can deal with that. A bit of an engagement going on. Revolt to solve, dropping Benjamin 94 quite low indeed, but here comes the good old right wing Desperate. It's going to heal up Benjamin, just a wee nudge there as he taps the well to return himself to full HP in a minute of time.
Yeah, Arcane Punisher comes across their session, just doing work on these towers, trying to open up the avenue for them to actually just come on through and try and get a skirmish. It's level 6 to level 6. They're both looking for level 7 as quickly as possible. They might find it if they get these 2 towers, but Punisher has dropped on down. And look at this, Tyrael up against Daspert. Daspert's doing work though on that Brightwing. He chucks out that damage. He's saying, who didn't say supports can carry?
Yeah, supports certainly can carry, especially if you're playing a Brightwing there. So, you know, he's doing certainly well. Revolve to solve and Lahal hanging around the easy camp. They're looking to pick that up on the left-hand side for the team Fission. They're trying to get some pressure out on the map, and Sashin as well as the support there. Benjamin going to be trying to grab that easy camp as well.
Yeah, so they're going to basically grab the Mercs right now. You can see that Fission have taken that top knight camp. Or I should really say the dog camp, the shaman man, if you will. So many different names for that fella. I mean, he's just well known around in these regions. Yeah. But, you know, Ninja hanging in the vent. He's scouting out a lot of information, almost like that mobile wolf. And he finds the rotate is going down to the bot lane.
Yep, and, well, I mean, this is the story of most of the games, Skimmy. They're going to be rotating up as a team, up, down, trying to get that XP. But I feel like, you know, once it's level 10, they're going to be trying to force that fight. And it's anyone's guess how well that's going to go.
Definitely, and I mean, you can see right now with the talents, they're actually quite close to it. Oh, the stun comes out there by Robert Dober, and it's just not going to be enough. I mean, it's very close to it, but he just tried to catch out Lahal during that animation from that haunting wave.
Would have been massive. Not going to lie there. Revolt to solve, actually getting a lot of damage pumped out on him. Gravity Lapse coming out. Nice healing! Oh, but not quite enough. Robert Dober does AA him down to his death. How unfortunate there, and ETC left to deal with the, you know, mourning of his friend actually being lost there. So, you know, not so happy about that one, but another shrine is activating Skimmy.
Active in 10 seconds right now, a negative synergy in a commanding situation. Half level up, they've just taken another mercenary camp in the bot side. That's going to lock people up for just that much longer, but Sylvanas unfortunately has died solo up against Sashin and Daspert, so that's detrimental to them right now because the shrine is active. They get themselves another head start, and they're just about to hit 10.
Exactly. So just to add to that point to me, that just means that the XP is going to be harder to get for the side of Team Fission. They're going to have to play this very, very smart if they want to be able to actually contest this session. Of course, having that, you know, that burning. Oh, and actually interrupting myself there. Chop actually getting dropped so low. Almost survives there with the Earthbind Totem and, well, as well as the healing. But not quite enough, and of course that's 2 members that aren't at that shrine. Illidan just sitting up there with Brightwing, soloing that, and that is fantastic, but rightfully so. You don't want to fight level 10 when you don't have it, so pretty smart by Fission. You got to give them that one.
Yep, so they're just realizing the fact that they're in such a good position right now. They don't need to all commit as a 5-man squad to take the shrine. They can just keep pushing their advantage. They find a skirmish in those small little battles, and they find themselves another kill. They now group up. They decide that this is the time to fight, because level 10 is just on the verge of being acquired for Fission.
Yeah, and I'm pretty interested to see what ultimates are being picked up for Team Fission. Once they do hit the level 10, will they go in there? It's already 35 to 10. It's probably not the best idea to go and fight this as it is so late. They may get jumped on by the Mortar Punisher as well, so they do actually opt to posture themselves around the mid lane, and a bit of an engagement going out to the Sonya going so low. Revolve to solve, probably going to get jumped if he's not careful.
Oh wow, look, the Ancestral comes out, but the stage dive is even better. The Tyrael Sanctification comes across the board, but starving. The fight is just breaking out.
Yeah, they or disperse if you want to get funny about it. But yeah, they do disperse out of that. Some people tap it well as they back off. A lot of damage actually coming out onto New. So much damage onto the Tyrael, and Revolt to Soul desperately telling his team, come on, we need to drop this Punisher. But it is
Watch
so risky.
these shields on Session. Look
so
at
much
that bar.
shields, so much shields on Session as he's going deep, and he is certainly just a powerhouse of his team. They are just trying to pump as much support into Session as they can. And Assassin, the Session, whatever you might want to call him, but he's making the plays right now. Demise is coming across, or looking at the polymorph goes into Revolt, so he tries to get the flank, but Session up amongst it all. Gets the shield across from Starving. They're still fighting. Yeah, they're still keen on the fight. Revolve the Soul going pretty deep here. Demise, of course, has no ultimate up, but oh man, the fight is looking pretty grim here. The smart play, I believe, would to be back out, and they did do that indeed. So, you know, negative synergy. I think what they're just trying to do is really just force fights when Fission, don't really want them. And you know what? They're just like, you know what? We delayed you. We're just going to walk away now and get some camps. So they're not really losing out on anything. And of course, they do have the XP advantage.
I think Fission don't even know what Mosh Pit is. I feel like they just feel stage dive is just the way to go. I mean, admittedly, there's a lot of CC that can come out from negative synergy, and a team like them is going to posture in position well enough to have a reliable way to interrupt it. But it just really baffles me. Not even that, it just makes me see big plays like this.
Yeah, actual ETC coming in now, and Sanctification is not cooldown, so they could go for a fight here. New Revolve to Solve and Demise are actually reposturing so they can regroup, but Sasha going so deep. Stuns coming out onto Rhaegar. Shot is in a bit of a dangerous situation here, but they are going to back out. Sasha getting so much shields. This is what Skimmy was talking about before, Sanctification being popped as well, but a bit of a misplay as they do need to back out of that. Ancestral Healing coming out onto Revolt Assault as well, and New going so low. He does go out, Chain Bomb, shielding being used, and here comes the Metamorphosis from Sasha, so he is going to be able to establish himself a kill there. I think the Metamorphosis was just a bit of a securing for that kill onto the Tyrael.
It's almost like a bit like a flare, you know, like with the old birds when they did a little flap around and trying to track the female mate. Like, look how beautiful I am when I check out my wings. Let me just metamorphose up onto the battlefield, but he's not finished there. He wants to find some value. They all want to keep on pushing us advantage. They're going to go for the Dogmen, and they're going to invade. And they're in enemy territory. They're in hot water right now. Lahal comes across. He's looking to scat this out, but they just can't do anything. Starving. It's 13-11.
Yeah, a lot of ultimates are down for the side of Team Fission as well. So rightfully so. The only ultimate down for the side of Team Negative Synergy would be the Metamorphosis, so you can't really blame them for that one. And Brightwing, of course, going to be able to pour back in there whenever he so chooses. Is he going to soak for a bit first, or is he just going to get straight in there? There he is indeed. Sashin already getting that shield, and so much shielding.
As soon as Tesla rocks up, look for them just to pull the pin. They might just leave Sashin on this one for as long as possible so we can solo cap this one. If anybody walks on in, Ninja's going to say, how are you? Because I got a stun coming right after that Stormbolt. New face checks. He gets the stun. Then Gravulapse comes in. It's going to prevent the Endurance Might for just a little bit longer, but the stun, it does a fair bit of damage. Starving.
I mean, one thing I'm noticing as well is when Ninja's just chucking them up into the Gravulapse, the focus fire is just on point, and they're really trying to drop that tank as much as they can, so he does have to drop out, which does just destroy the front line of Team Fission. So very smart plays by Team Negative Synergy there. Sashkin doing a good job ducking around, trying to get as many skulls as he can. He does have now 26 for the side of Team Negative Synergy.
Now, the more I think about this, the more I kind of understand why they've gone for the mosh pit. Actually, not the mosh pit, for the stage dive. They're trying to mirror what the Brightman can do. They want to try and use that global experience like they did last time. They're just trying to amp up the pressure, but the shields are there.
Yeah, Revolve to Solve already get engaged on Session. Just, oh my lord, he has taken no damage on this exchange. He is just getting so many shields from Desperate and Benjamin. And this is just what Skinny was talking about before the game even started. The healing is real, the shielding is real, the mitigation is real here. And 36 skulls now. ETC still hovering around in the bot lane, 4v5. Of course, he is just trying to get that soak and get his team back into the game. And I think that is a nice play for making the most of it out of a bad situation, Skinny.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you saw that Desperate just came in there with that phase shift, just forced in the fight. They realized they're in this great situation right now, so why not press it even further? ETC really trying to pick up loose ends by soaking his bot hand, so he's not going to do it as quickly as other heroes, but he's definitely going to make things happen in due course. And you can see they're coming across right now, so they've got this Frozen Punisher, and they're going to work towards what they'd like to think would be a keep, but they don't have the best sieging comp to really do this with.
Yeah, big stun coming out from John Cena or Ron Weasley, whatever you want to call him there. Hughes doing a fantastic job of pulling him over the fences. They try and take him out, but Sashin, oh my lord, he is just such a scary character to go up against right now. Lahal already being jumped on as well. Sashin, of course, if they get too deep, he is going to get taken out. A lot of damage coming out onto New, using the sword to get away from there. Stuns coming out from Robodoba, Ancestral Healing not yet being popped, Sanctification being used as well to keep himself alive, and Session a bit of in the mix here. Evasion being popped, so it's a bit on cooldown. No basic attacks being used here. This is the time to kill him, if any time indeed. It's a new... Oh, he's trying to outhouse his team so much, but Session is just getting so much shielding, and it just shows the absolute worth of this. What can he do? They are still going deep. New going so low as well. They are going to punch on here, trying to get a couple kills. Revolt to Solve going so low. Chain Bomb being the cause of his death, and Lahal jumping into the back line, trying to get damage out onto as much as he can. Ninja and all the rest, they are just feeling so confident. Skimmy, I don't think this fight's going to go well for Fission. It's already over in fact.
Really unfortunate. I mean, the fight just stepped on the way. Oh, there goes the Ancestral finally. I was just going to say, they didn't actually get the Ancestral off before because Chop was actually out of money. You can see he's still so low, and that's what resulted really on Sonya dying from that one. But the interesting shot call that came out that really started everything off. Negative Synergy with the push in the top-hand side that actually kept the ETC in the bot lane for as long as possible, and they sent Sonya to pick up this minion wave, which is now finally being killed by Ninja. Is it the right call? Potentially. I mean, they were going to lose that keep regardless, it seemed, but they're just trying to find a small window of opportunity to get themselves back into this.
But speaking of windows of opportunity, there's a big gaping window right now. Session actually getting a lot of healing once more. Polymorph out into Myers to stop that stage dive, and massive Sanctification stage dive now being used. Desperate desperately trying to keep his teammates alive, but already getting taken out. Ninja dropping the Phoenix, a massive AoE damage coming out now as well, and vulnerability being popped for Benjamin the support. But no, this fight is turning quickly into the favor of Negative Synergy. 4v4, one down for each side of the team. Yu probably going to go down as well if he's not careful, but he is going to use his damage as best he can. Out onto Ninja, zoning him out a wee bit, but the shield stops that right away, and this fight is quickly turning into the side of Team Negative Synergy as they punch on here. The Illidan putting in work.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what Illidan wants. Look how far they've travelled, and look how much damage he's done as a result. He's literally run from his night camp all the way through to their keep wall, and that's basically what you're looking to try and do in the Illidan comp, is chase for as long as possible. But really that fight boiled down to the fact that they weren't able to kill anybody quick enough on the side of Fission, and it just allowed Session to do what he does best. Now they're working on towards this keep, they're working on towards this core, really is what I should say. Session dropped low, they're going to try and find the kill, but the shield one comes across, looking for shield number two, they're trying to find a kill as a result. Demise dropping down, he's gone, they might find more kills as a result. That's be the next target focus, but the Phoenix comes out, and the siege is again.
Oh, but they are so low. Sylvanas is going to come out soon with a Wailing Arrow. Illidan, of course, still has that Metamorphosis waiting for the opportune moment. May actually have to back out of here. Look at this! This is pretty interesting. Can they actually manage to get a couple kills here and with a bit of a comeback? Lahal's already getting jumped. Despert's actually blinking back to keep himself safe. But no, Session dealing the bulk of the damage as well. But Brightwing is gone now, so you got to be a bit careful, my friend. Ninja, look at that! Sitting in the back of the base, and he's oh my lord!
They're going for
What's
the
going
core!
on?
They're actually going for the core stopping. They don't really care. They actually baited everybody away. They're going for the core now. Ninja on 60 health. What looked like a good situation. GG. I'm actually distraught, blown away. I saw him on the map and was thinking, why is Ninja there? Then when he turned around, I was like, is this guy insane?
Look at that. I mean,
they get themselves a win. What a great way to end this final, Starvin.
I couldn't agree more. Negative Synergy just showing their, showing their experience there. And why don't we take a quick look over the damage here for both sides, Skimmy, and then we can decide on the final MVP for today. So, I mean, today I would start off with what I would say. I think the MVPs would definitely have to go to the side of Negative Synergy, but I would say Session. I think he almost took the cake there, but I do love what Ninja was doing. Every time he saw the opportunity for a gravity lapse, there it went. All the team members would switch. It was almost like they were all MVPs there. But what do you think? Who would you choose today?
Yeah, I'd say Negative Synergy definitely in favor as well. I mean, they just outclassed them. It just really displayed from level one, really how they were playing, and just that way that they just went, let's go for core. What most teams would decide, like, we've just thrown and they would have run away. Yeah. They decided, actually, we can still win, guys.
Yeah.
Beautiful plays by them. I would have to give it to Negative Synergy. I mean, Ninja as well. Just the execution on that kill fast, doing work. The fact that he managed to stay alive for as long as he did in a lot of situations when the pressure was really on top of him, that's what really sealed the deal for them and allowed Illidan to look as good as he really did.
Well, what about you, Kurt Fox? What is the chat been saying? Do you want to chuck out a couple of suggestions as per the chat?
Well, the chat's been going off, boys. What a great game. We saw Negative Synergy coming out on top there. But Twitch chat, they think Benji94 on Tassadar with 0, 12, and 0. That was not too bad. He pumped out 52k, almost 53 worth of healing there. So they're going to go with Benjamin94 as the audience nominee for the Plantronics MVP award.
What do you think about that, Starvin?
Well, I mean, the crowd's always right, the customer's always right, and of course, you guys, you're my family. We're all fun out here, and you're always right. So, I mean, I think we're going to have to congratulate good old Benjamin 94 on that one for that fantastic display on the Tessida. We have to go with them on that one, Skimmy.
Alrighty then. Well, congratulations, Benjamin 94, as you'll also be joining the draw to win yourselves a Plantronics Rig 500 HD headset at the end of the Fire and Ice series. So well played to you, sir. Great shields, great plays, and enjoy the prize pool from this week. $50 to all the boys. What are you going to shout yourselves with that?
Yeah, maybe a bit of Macca's, a couple Big Macs, 75-cent Big Macs.
Why not? Why not?
You'd have to go
celebrate
for a
style?
Team Macca's run, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, you could, mate. That's a team bonding exercise.
Yeah.
I believe we saw the other day from a tournament, somebody actually bought pizza for Benjamin 94. And that's as a community, just really sort of caring and sharing, if you will. So, Kit Fox, why don't you ran this thing all out for us tonight?
Well, now, if he's got pizza bought for him, he just has to return the favour. Now, shell out, mate. You're richer. Well done. Congratulations.
$50, mate.
Yeah,
Come on.
$50 in the pocket. Congratulations to Negative Synergy there. Well done again. Thank you to all the teams that registered tonight for the Gamestah Ember Series. If you are unfortunate and missed out, don't stress. You are still able to register for the next month. For every Tuesday, we'll be bringing you the Ember Series. $50 up for grabs each week, as well as the MVP nominations for the Plantronics Rig 500. Huge, huge shout out to you, the audience, and another big shout out as well to the man who was pushing buttons all night, Crisis, the man behind the curtain. He made sure that your viewing pleasure was up to standard. A huge thank you to the boys across the ditch, Skimmy and Starving. I think they did a great job for their Gamestah debut. My name is Kit Fox. I've been your host for this evening. You have been watching Gamestah's Heroes of the Storm Ember Series. There's lots more to come. We'll catch you then.